Dear students, good morning to all of you. Myself Suman, working as Assistant Professor in AAA Department, Vignanavara Institute of Technology and Sciences. So now I am going to deal renewable energy resources for third BTech first semester. So the first unit deals with fundamentals of energy systems. So in this unit, student will learn principles of energy conservation, classification of energy resources, need for renewable energy resources, principle of energy systems, intraterrestrial and extraterrestrial radiation, depletion of solar radiation, and analysis of solar radiation data, geometry of solar radiation and solar radiation on inclined surfaces. Next, first one will be principle of conservation of energy. So, of this principle of conservation of energy is energy neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transformed from one form to the another form. The total amount of energy in the universe is constant. Let us consider one example. An item is falling on the ground. Whenever it is falling, its potential energies keep on decreasing and its kinetic energies keep on increasing in an equal amount to maintain the total amount of kinetic energy constant. So likewise, you will have different forms of energy available. Different forms of energy is available, such as thermal energy, mechanical energy, electrical energy, chemical energy, light energy, sound energy, and so on. Different forms of energies are available, and it is possible only to transform or convert one form of energy to another form of energy, but it is not possible to create energy. So here I have listed out different examples. Okay, different devices. I have listed out different devices where I have listed out different devices. Okay, which transforms energy from one form to the another form. First device will be generator. Already we know that generator is a device which transforms mechanical energy into electrical energy. Generator is a device which transforms electrical energy into mechanical energy. Okay, you can observe here, this is the generator. Okay, so which transforms mechanical energy into electrical energy. The basic principle behind the generator is Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Whenever a conductor cuts magnetic flux, EMF will be induced in the conductor. That is the Faraday's first law, which is the basic principle of a generator. Okay, here if you observe, it is a single turn generator, which you can observe. Okay, single turn means there will be two conductors are connected at the two edges. You can observe here. Okay, at the two edges, this one and this one. At the two edges, you will have two conductors. Okay, which is rotated in the magnetic field by a prime mover. The magnetic field will be provided by permanent magnet as shown in the figure. Okay, here as this single turn is rotating, the two conductors cuts magnetic flux such that EMF will be induced in the conductors. That is the basic principle of a generator. Okay, so here generator is a device which transforms mechanical energy into electrical energy. So another device will be motor. Already we know that motor is a device which transforms electrical energy into mechanical energy. Simply you can say that motor is a device which produces the mechanical energy. So motor which will provide the mechanical energy. So the basic principle of the motor is also Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Here, when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, then a force will be exerted on the conductor to move the conductor out of the magnetic field. That is the basic principle of a motor. Okay, if you see here, a single turn coil fed with a battery such that current is flowing. Already we have a main magnetic field which is established by the permanent magnet. Okay, and now we are providing supply to the single turn coil so that we will have now. Okay, so already you know that whenever current flows through a conductor, flux will be set up around the conductor. Already we know it. Okay, so now we will have two different fluxes. One flux will be developed by North Pole and South Pole. That is by permanent magnet, and second one will be generated in the singleton coil. Now we will have two different fluxes. Okay, so because of the interaction of these, okay, the flux produced in the singleton coil and the flux that is set up by the permanent magnet, a twisting force will be developed on the singleton such that it will continuously rotate. So nothing but if you give electrical energy, you are getting the mechanical energy as output. Okay, so finally you can say that motor is a device which will convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. And the next device will be, okay, heating engines. The purpose of heating engines will be they will convert heat energy into mechanical energy. Okay, so here also conversion, okay, from transformation from heat energy to the mechanical energy. So you can observe here in the diagram clearly, you can observe. So here heat energy will be provided continuously, okay, heat energy and cool energy will be, okay, heated and cooling, okay, whenever it is heated, expansion, but whenever it is cooling, okay, there will be contraction. Because of continuous heating, you will have expansion and heating such that you will have a mechanical energy. You can clearly observe from this diagram. Okay, so heat energy. Okay, heat engine is one which converts heat energy to the mechanical energy. Okay, so this is one type of conversion. Next one will be electrical heater. Okay, so the basic elements of electrical engineering will be resistor, inductor, and capacitor. So already you know that inductor and capacitor stores energy. Inductor stores energy in the form of magnetic field. Capacitor stores energy in the form of, okay, electric field. Okay, whereas resistor is not a energy storage element. It is a energy dissipating element. It dissipates energy in the form of heat. The best example for the resistor will be heater. If you observe here, whenever electrical energy is given to the heater, what will happen? Okay, as this shape will be a resistor. Okay, so whenever electrical energy is given, it dissipates energy in the form of a heat. Likewise, a heater will convert electrical energy into heat energy. That is, okay, heater. Next I have considered a bulb. Already know that. Okay, so bulb is a device which converts or transforms electrical energy into light energy. Okay, based already you know that. So if 60 watt bulb gives somewhat, okay, brightness, and if it is 100 watts, the brightness will be increased. Like that, based upon the rating, the brightness will be increased. But okay, a bulb is a device which transforms the electrical energy into light energy. Based on the rating, the brightness provided or illumination provided will be increases, that we can observe from this figure. Next, microphones are normal phones, microphones. Okay, what is the purpose of microphones? Microphones will convert voice signal into electrical signal. Okay, so electrical signal passes through the cable, and again at the loudspeaker, okay, electrical signal will be converted into the sound signal. Okay, likewise, okay, you can observe microphones converts sound signal into electrical signal. Here you can observe the diagram of a microphone, and from this figure you can observe the basic concept. Okay, the basic principle behind the microphone will be using electromagnetic concept. Sound waves will be converted into the electrical signals. In the case of the microphones. This is also one of the example of conversion of sound signal into the electrical signal. Next, coming to loudspeakers. Already we have discussed that. In the microphone what happened? Okay, if you give sound signal, you will get the electrical signal. Okay, in the case of a loudspeaker, what will happen? Again, electrical signal will be converted into the sound signal. Okay, likewise, this is also one of the examples of a conversion. So next concept will be classification of energy resources. Okay, this is very important. Classification of different resources. The first classification will be based on usability of energy resources. So you can observe here. Based on usability of energy resources, you will have three types of classification: primary resources, secondary resources, intermediate resources. Okay, so coming to the primary resources. Primary resources are one which are in raw form, already embedded in nature. After one or more transformations, the primary resource will be converted into the useful form. Primary resource will convert into the useful form. The best example resources will be coal is there. Coal is the best example of a primary resources. Coal is the best example of a primary resources. Okay, so likewise uranium is also best example for a oil, gas, all these are a best examples of a primary resources. Best examples of primary resources. Next, coming to the intermediate resources. Okay, the intermediate resources are obtained from the primary resources. Intermediate resources are obtained from the primary resources. Okay, so you can observe intermediate resources are obtained from the primary resources. So if you apply one or more transformers on the intermediate resources, you will get the useful heat. Okay, if you get the heat is called as a intermediate resource. Heat is called an intermediate resource. Steam. If the steam is pressure, then you will get the electrical output. Likewise, okay, you can say that, okay, after one or more transformations you will get a useful resource. Okay, these resources are also called as a vehicles of the energy. Likewise, you will have intermediate resources, and the next one will be secondary energy resources. Okay, secondary energy resources are one which are in useful form. Directly you can give it to the consumers such that consumers can utilize. Which are called as a secondary resources. Likewise, we have three different classifications. Next one will be based on traditional usage. You will have two types of classification. One is conventional resources and second one will be non-conventional resources. Okay, so before 1973, most of the energy generated by using fossil fuel based systems like coal, oil, gas. In the year 1973, there is in the 1970s there is a big oil crisis. Okay, there is no sufficient oil to produce the electrical energy. 1973 year is called as a biggest oil crisis year. So when oil crisis comes, all the researchers thinks in the direction that what is the next resources? If all the conventional resources are depleted, what is the next resources? They have started thinking and they determined different resources. 1973 year, the year 1973 is called as a biggest oil crisis year. Okay, so here conventional and non-conventional energy resources are defined. Okay, based on 1973 oil crisis year. Okay, if the resources are available before year 1973, straight away we can say that all those resources are non-conventional resources. If the resources are determined or introduced after the year 1973, straight away we can say that the resources are conventional resources. Straight away you can say that. Okay, simply before conventional resources are one. There to produce generation before 1973, that you can call as a conventional resources. After 1973, newly introduced resources you can call as a non-conventional energy resources. Next coming to based on long-term availability. We have two types of resources: renewable resources, non-renewable resources. So renewable resources are one which are continuously replenished in the nature. So you can observe even after usage of several years, they won't deplete. They are continuously available. They are continuously replenished in the nature. What are the different examples of a renewable energy resources? You can observe here. So solar energy is a renewable. Continuously if you use it is available. Solar energy, biomass energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, hydropower energy. Even after also they are continuously replenished in the nature. So these are called as a renewable energy resources. Next one will be non-renewable energy resources, which will deplete after several years. If you continuously use, after several years they will be depleted. The best examples for the non-renewable energy sources will be fossil fuel, oil, coal, natural gas, and okay, we have nuclear. Okay, all these are okay different non-renewable energy resources. Non-renewable energy resources. Okay, so next coming to based on commercial use. Based on commercial use, we can classify commercial resources and non-commercial resources. Commercial resources and non-commercial resources. Some resources like electricity, petrol, diesel, gas, all these okay resources can be utilized in a commercial way. Called as a commercial resources. We already know that sometimes the economy of the country also depends upon these resources only. Okay. So otherwise, in other way, you can also define okay the resources which affect the economy of resource, and in a large scale, which will be in a large scale, you can say commercial resources. And next one will be non-commercial resources. Non-commercial resources are one. Non-commercial resources are one which will be used for in a small scale. Let us say for household applications. Okay. Let us say wood, animal, and how many wastages. Like that, these are different examples of non-commercial resources. Non-commercial resources. Next coming to need for renewable energy resources. Need for renewable energy resources. Very important. Why we are moving to renewable energy resources from the non-renewable energy resources. Okay. So need for resources. Okay. Already we have seen that. Okay. Already we have seen that. Okay. So here non-renewable energy resources are will be non-renewable energy resources are depleted. Okay. After some time they are continuously depleted. Once if their availability goes on decreasing, okay, already known thing will be if the availability goes on decreasing, already we know that. Okay, so the cost of that particular resource will be keep on increasing. Okay, if the cost of this non-renewable energy resources are increasing, what will happen? The per unit cost of electrical energy also increases. Okay. So that is the main problem. They are continuously okay, after usage of several years they are depleting. Because of depletion, cost goes on increasing. If the cost of resource increases, automatically per unit cost of electrical energy also increases. So move to renewable energy resources. Renewable energy resource you have to move. Next, okay, fossil fuel based systems produce detrimental effect on the environment. Okay, detrimental effect on the environment, nothing but okay. So if the environment spoils, automatically all the living beings on the earth, their health also disturbed. Okay, so here the fossil fuel based systems already you know that. Okay, coal based systems, oil based systems, gas based systems continuously releases okay pollution into the atmosphere. Okay. If they continuously release the pollution into the atmosphere, what will happen? Okay, environment will be damaged. Once the environment will be damaged, all the living beings' health will be affected. Okay, you can observe here. Different effects on the environments are greenhouse effect, climatic change, depletion of ozone layer. Okay, if there is a greenhouse effect, greenhouse effect is nothing but increasing the average. Okay, there is some greenhouse gases. Like nitrogen, carbon dioxide. All these gases will absorb heat from the solar radiation, and that heat increases the average temperature of the earth. If the average temperature of the earth is keep on increasing, what will happen? So the living beings cannot able to tolerate that much temperature, so there will be some health hazards. Okay, so because of the pollution which is generated by the fossil fuel based systems, you will have a greenhouse effect. Because pollution is nothing but mostly carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases. They will release all the industries will release greenhouse gas into the atmosphere. All that greenhouse gases absorb the solar radiation. And all these the absorbed heat is used to increase the average temperature of the earth, which is nothing but the greenhouse effect. Okay, and next one will be climate change. You can see climate change. Okay, so these will the pollution we are producing into the atmosphere, such that there will be environmental changes will be there. So the climatic changes will be there. Okay, rainfall changes likewise. Some climatic changes will be there because of releasing of pollution into the atmosphere. Okay, next one will be depletion of ozone layer. Okay, already know that because of the depletion of ozone layer, directly solar radiation strikes the human being, which may lead to cancer. Okay, so likewise you will have a different environmental effects like greenhouse effect, climatic change, depletion of ozone layer. You will have. Okay, so I will conclude. Okay, all the points I will conclude what we have discussed now. Okay, now if you see, so we have discussed. So what is the law of energy conservation? Law of energy conservation. So law of energy conservation is nothing but energy neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transformed from one form to the another form. Okay, the total amount of energy is constant. If let us consider if a item is fall down, potential energy will be decreased, automatically kinetic energy will be increased in the same manner, equal manner, such that total amount of energy will be constant. Okay, so you can transfer one to another form of energy. Okay, so different forms of energies if you observe, there will be thermal energy, mechanical energy, electrical energy, so likewise we have thermal, mechanical, electrical, sound energy. Okay, so likewise we will have light energy. Different types of energies are available. Okay, what we have discussed will be, you cannot destroy or you cannot create the energy, but you can transform from one form to the another form. Okay, so we have seen different devices. Which can transfer energy from one form to the another form. We have seen already. Okay, so like generator, motor, heat engine, different examples I have explained. Okay, how the energy is transformed from one form to the another form. Okay, finally I will give you a conclusion point here. Okay, you have different energies. You can transfer energy from one form to the another form. Okay, so here the conclusion point will be, any form of energy can be transferred to electrical energy very easily and conveniently. Okay, mechanical energy you can convert it to the electrical energy. Okay, so like as chemical energy you can convert it to the electrical energy, light energy you can convert it to the electrical energy. Any form of energy you can easily and conveniently convert into the electrical energy. That is the conclusive point here. Okay, so next we have seen different classifications of energy systems. Okay, you have based on long-term availability, you have primary resources, secondary resources, intermediate resources, and secondary resources. Coming to the primary resources, the resources which are in raw form, which are embedded in nature. Okay, so if after one or more transformations, the primary resource will be converted to the useful form. For example, examples of primary resources will be so coal, oil, gas, nuclear fuel. All these are the examples. They are in a raw form. If you convert it, you will get the useful form. Next, intermediate resources.